For today's headlines, Comelec calls 10.5 million voters. Lower power rates easing inflation. Robin pushes Panelo's bid. Rody pushing WPS stance to the end. Taal Volcano erupts anew. 3 Marikina bridges constructed soon. Lady booters adopt Filipinas. Buses to evacuate trapped Mariupol residents. Good morning, I am Venice Bautista and this is Tribune News on Q. Today is April 1, 2022, and these are the latest news of this Friday morning. Neither can the dead nor those who missed the last 2 elections can vote in the May 9, 2022 elections. This as the Commission on Elections on Thursday purged nearly 10.5 million registered voters in the Philippines from the voters' roll. And the list cleansing is not yet over, said the Comelec, as it warned it will cull more names before Election Day. Data from the poll body show that the records of over 7.23 million voters had been deactivated, while about 3.24 million names had been deleted from the list for various reasons, leaving 65.83 million registered voters. Of the number, 7.22 million were deactivated due to their failure to vote in the last 2 national elections. Nearly 4,000 were excluded due to court orders, and 2,700 were declared insane or incompetent by authorities. Records of 536 voters who were sentenced to more than 1 year imprisonment, 134 people who failed to validate, 52 individuals who lost their Filipino citizenship, and 26 names who were sentenced for committing crimes against national security have also been deactivated. Of the 3.24 million deleted voters, over 755,000 individuals have died from August 2019 to October 2021. The Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas, or BSP, has seen the March 2022 inflation ending within the 3.3% to 4.1% range, as Governor Benjamin Diokno said Thursday. Diokno told reporters that the continued oil price hikes, along with the high electricity rates in Meralco-serviced areas, higher meat prices, and the peso depreciation are the primary sources of the inflationary pressures during the month. He added that these could be offset in part by lower water rates in Manila and Manila water service areas and the decrease in prices of rice, fish, and vegetables owing to easing supply constraints. Looking ahead, Diokno said the BSP will continue to monitor emerging price developments to help stabilize prices and sustain economic growth in the country. Actor Robin Padilla on Monday endorsed fellow senatorial candidate and former presidential legal counsel Salvador Panelo. In a Facebook post, Padilla said the country needs someone like Panelo who will destroy the status quo in the Senate. Padilla said we need a new face of law in the Senate that will destroy the system that rules in the Senate. Padilla added that there will be no changes in the Senate if he does not have an ally to fight for them in the person of Panelo. Tribune News on Q will be back after these reminders.
Ako po ay kabahagi ng isang alyansa ng mga kandidato ngayong national elections na nananawagan po ng pagkakaisa. Ako po si Sara Duterte. Handa po akong magserbisyo sa ating bayan. Hinihingi ko po ang tulong at suporta ninyo para sa pagka-vice presidente ng ating bansa.
Araneta City, home to the country's first indoor shopping mall, the world's original Thrilla, and the first ever Bini Bini pageant. Now a place for your first win, your first catch, your first home, your first big break, your first date, and even your first love. Araneta City, the city of firsts.
Iba ng panahon, ang dami ng bago ngayon. Pati ang mundo natin, well, nagbago na rin. Buti ano bayan, bigger, better na. You can buy it sa centers, pati sa mga partners, may online pa at app. You can buy it with your fingers, still don't remittance and more. Online shopping, you can buy it all. Di magpadala, you can buy it all. Anumang pera transaction, you can buy it all. Sabayan ang pagbabago ng mundo for all your pera transactions, all new Bayan.
We're back on Tribune News on Q. Senator Christopher Bongo said that President Rodrigo Duterte will continue to fight for the rights of the country in the West Philippine Sea, or WPS, and all its sovereign territory until the final day of his term. Go issued the statement amid reports of the continuing presence of Chinese vessels in the Philippine waters, like the Panatag or Scarborough Shoal, also known as Bajo de Masinloc. He said that while the president's independent foreign policy makes the country friendly and an enemy to none, Mr. Duterte has been fighting for the nation's rights and gets angry at oppressors. It may be recalled that the Philippine Coast Guard reported that the Chinese Coast Guard conducted on March 2 a close-distance maneuvering as it approached the BRP Malabrigo on patrol at Bajo de Masinloc. Also on March 14, the Department of Foreign Affairs summoned China's ambassador to explain the illegal intrusion and lingering presence of a Chinese Navy ship detected off the Cuyo group of islands near Palawan and Apu Island off Mindoro from January 29 to February 1. Go has urged restraint and expressed hope that the claimant countries will resolve the dispute through diplomatic means. He did, however, stress the need for the country to promote its rights in its territorial waters and special economic zone. When asked if Mr. Duterte has given any explicit instructions to deal with the situation, Go replied that the president will meet with his cabinet to discuss it. The Philippine Institute of Volcanology and Seismology, or PHIVOLCS, on Thursday recorded another phreatogmatic burst from the Taal Volcano 5 days after a similar event took place. The agency has once again raised the volcano's alert status to level 3 after the volcano had a phreatogmatic burst 10:39 a.m., following 3 similar bursts on Tuesday. PHIVOLCS reiterated that under Alert Level 3, the entire Taal Volcano Island is declared as a permanent danger zone, and entry there as well as high-risk barangays of Agoncillo and Laurel towns are prohibited. Meantime, a total of 7,237 people from 18 barangays in the province are affected by the latest unrest of Taal, according to the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, and of the total affected residents, 5,181 individuals have sought temporary shelter in 24 evacuation centers located in the municipalities of Agoncillo, Laurel, San Luis, Lemery, and Cuenca since Saturday. At present, only 4,156 people are in evacuation centers, and which currently stand at 20. The Department of Education, on the other hand, earlier announced the suspension of classes in 19 schools near the Taal Volcano to ensure the safety of children amid the volcanic unrest. The construction of 3 climate-resilient bridges worth $175.1 million will decongest some of Metro Manila's traffic-heavy areas while creating more jobs in the final stretch of the Duterte presidency, a cabinet official said. Funded by the Asian Development Bank, or ADB, the bridges spanning 3 kilometers across the Marikina River are among the 12 to be built under the Metro Manila Bridges Project. The projects are the Marcos Highway, St. Mary Avenue Bridge, Homeowners Drive A. Bonifacio Bridge, and the Kabayani Street, Patandang Balara Bridge. A key design feature of the bridges is their ability to absorb strong earthquake shocks and reduce flood risks in the area, making them climate and disaster resilient. Described the project as a milestone for the Philippines Build, Build, Build program. He added that with their high multiplier effect and job-generating potential, investments in infrastructure will be the engine for our rapid economic recovery. Tribune News on Q will be back. Stay with us.
Ayon sa World Bank, tinatayang 4.8 hanggang 12.7 milyong toneladang plastic ang sumisira sa ating karagatan taon-taon. Halos 80% nito ang nanggagaling sa Asia. Sa buong mundo, ang Pilipinas ay itinuturing na pangatlong pinakamalaking nagdudulot ng polusyon sa karagatan. Ang nakalalasong kemikal mula sa plastic ay di lamang kumukontamina sa karagatan, ngunit pati na rin sa hanging nilalanghap at lupang ginagalawan natin. Kung magpapatuloy ang kasalukuyang paggamit ng single-use plastics, sa taong 2050, mas marami na ang plastic kumpara sa mga isda na nasa ating mga karagatan. Dahil dito, mas pinaiigting ng pamahalaan ang kampanya laban sa paggamit ng single-use plastics. Nanganganib ang ating planeta. Iisa lang ito. Lahat tayo ay dapat kumilos sa lalong madaling panahon upang pangalagaan ito. Tama na ang plastikan.
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Oh, vaccination, isolation. Gotta keep up with my nutrition. Gotta maintain my body condition. Then I can take my vaccination. What do I choose? What do I take? As long as it is not a fake. AstraZeneca, Moderna, BioNTech, even Sinovac, okay na. Babakuna ka ba? 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 Vaccination for the nation, no more isolation. With vaccination,
This public service advisory is brought to you by Daily Tribune and 100.3 RJFM.
Manong Joe po,
At Ate Maita,
matapos ang 2 buwang pagbaba, bahagyang tumaas ang overall electricity rates ngayong March. 6 centavos per kilowatt hour ang increase. Mas mataas pa dapat ito kung di dahil sa additional distribution rate refund at koordinasyon ng Meralco sa suppliers. Kaya mabuti pa rin maging energy efficient.
tama, lalo na pag tag-init.
Opo, historically, tumataas ng 10 to 40% ang konsumo tuwing summer. Pag mainit, overworked ang cooling appliances, kaya mas gumagamit ito ng kuryente.
Kaya alamin ang konsumo ng anumang gadgets o appliance sa Meralco mobile app na may appliance calculator. I-type lang ang bill amount, piliin ang appliances at dalas ng paggamit. Makukompute na ang consumption.
Kaya mababudget ang paggamit, pero enjoy pa rin.
You have the power this summer!
You are still watching Tribune News on Q. The national women's football team will formally go by the moniker Filipinas as it begins its build-up for the FIFA Women's World Cup next year. In a statement yesterday, the Philippine Football Federation, or PFF, said it has decided to exclusively use the new nickname heading to the team's upcoming training camp in Australia with head coach Alan Stajcic next week. Team manager Jeff Cheng said Filipinas offers a more simplistic and nationalistic impression for the squad, which made history from its stellar World Cup clinching performance in the AFC Asian Cup early this year. The squad bid goodbye to its previous nickname Malditas, which rooted from the Lady Boosters' feisty and devil-may-care attitude inside the pitch. Meanwhile, Ukraine said Thursday it was sending dozens of buses to evacuate civilians from the besieged city of Mariupol after a Russian ceasefire announcement, but dismissed Kremlin promises to scale back attacks on the capital, saying forces were simply regrouping to target the east. Tens of thousands of civilians are trapped in besieged Mariupol with little food, water, or medicine, and previous attempts to agree on a humanitarian corridor have failed despite international pressure. But on Thursday, Ukraine's Deputy Prime Minister Irina Vereshchuk said buses were heading to the city, where Russia said it would observe a ceasefire from 10 a.m. The prospect of an evacuation from the destroyed city came as Russia continued to shell the capital Kyiv and Chernihiv despite having vowed to reduce military activity by a large margin. President Volodymyr Zelensky told his war-torn nation to brace for a new Russian onslaught in the eastern Donbas region. And that wraps up the stories this morning, but before we go, we would like to thank the following: the SM Store, Araneta City, Department of Tourism, MG Motors, Hina Motors, Security Bank, Empire Eastland Holdings Incorporated, and Overseas Community Affairs Council member Alan Lin of Republic of China for their continued support. Again, this is Venice Bautista on Tribune News on Q. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay at home. Good morning.
Catch the latest news on our website, tribune.net.ph. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Tribune Now. Download the Daily Tribune app on Apple Store for iOS and Google Play for Android to get the latest and most comprehensive news online. Daily Tribune invites you to join its Viber community, Katribu, to get updates on the hottest news on politics, business, sports, lifestyle, and entertainment. Emoticons of the Tribune mascot Tarsito are available on our community Viber.